Hey. Wonder if people hear me. Oh. So I guess this has started already. This isn't the radio show yet. This is me setting up for it. Give me a sec. Oh God, and like we just went out to dinner with my brother, so my brother's gonna be listening for the first time. And he might call in. So I'm really nervous actually. I need to grab my iPad 1 second.
Dang! Look at this pile of scrap. I can sell it to a Negro junk man. Not junk. Hitchbot, help me! Urban youth attack. Hitchbot? Urban youths? Dang it! If I only had my guitar and on me fixed, I'd fix y'all right. Reckon I'll just have to use my magic fingers. Dang, these urban youths done did a number on you. Woo! Well, I reckon that'll do it, Hitchbot. Thank you, Garth Crooks. I love you. You are my best friend. Hitchbot repair guitar. My guitar? Ah, it's mighty nice of you, Hitchbot. You're my best friend now. Let's sing a song about friendship. We just two friends gone hitching avoid urban youth to keep living. Well, 3 for 10 and hurricanes do me right. Urban youths, Philly at night. Need human flesh, not pig's feet. Well, it ain't fancy, but we gotta eat. Gonna use those magic fingers to cure 'em. Activate Dogecoin, lure 'em. Well, we just two best friends hitching, Hitchbot searching, crack kitchen. Reckon I can find some crack. Stealth mode, surprise attack. Oh, what you doing here, white boy? Give me more money. You got wush coin? Howdy, fellas. I just thought I'd sing y'all a song. Y'all gonna be singing attack mode. Oh, dang it. Oh, man. Oh, dang it. What you got there? Garth Crux, my friend, dead. No, Hitch. They just done bash my head. 'Cause we just two friends gone hitching. Avoid urban youths. Keep living. Oh, they don't look mighty tasty. Urban youth, not tasty. Activate mode. Too quick. Roast it. Well, first we're gonna have to debone it. But now we're eating good. Barbecue rib in the hood. Oh, we just two friends gone hitching. Avoid urban youths. Keep living. Oh, that was mighty finger licking. Escape mode. Going hitching. Well, we just two friends gone hitching. Avoid urban youth to keep living. Well, dang, Hitchbot. I reckon you my best friend. I love you, Garth Crux.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm live on both Pod Trash and Fire Talk. I don't know how well this is going to work, but you can go to firetalk.com/podtrash and see my face. Not that you'd probably want to, and Robin's face.
I want to see your face.
Yeah. We just got back from dinner. We had dinner with my brother.
Who's
Robin,
now listening.
Who's now listening, yeah. My brother met her for the first time, and he's never listened to any of these shows. And he has no clue what goes on here, and now he's listening for the first time. And he said if he had something to add, he would call into the show. And I'm realizing I don't know what I've said on this place.
And so now Wush is starting to question that he made it an uncensored radio, and I bet that this show he's going to be all censored.
No, not censored. I mean, he probably knows most of the things that I've talked about, but I just feel like it's weird knowing someone is listening in your family, because my mom knows about it, that I do it, but she definitely doesn't listen to it. He said, my brother just messaged me, says I hear.
So are you more worried about your brother listening than the fact that my mother listens to your radio show?
No, definitely your mother's worse. I don't think she
even
does.
even after she wrote down the name for the show and then you kind of knew that she was going to be listening, then you still went on to get extremely drunk in her house and then puke in her bathroom. So I feel like that should have been more of a concern than what your brother hears.
Yeah, no, I don't think she knows that. And I don't think she listening to the show would make it more than 5 minutes. Like if she listened to any of these shows, I don't see her going, oh, this is interesting. Let me continue listening. And that didn't happen till the end of the show. So I don't think she would have made it that far.
She's like, oh my God, what is wrong with my daughter?
Someone says black screen. So you're saying you guys can't see anything? Because it's showing us live.
That's what happened like on Wednesday or something, right?
Yeah, this thing is not very good. Like Fire Talk is clearly, they just started this thing. And with Blab getting shut down, I think they just like rushed it probably. I don't know if it was around for a while, but I think it's just really buggy and they're working on it. So I figured I'd try it just to see the visual aspect of it. But the last couple of nights, like Danny from LA goes on this thing at like 3 or 4 a.m. And like I woke up last night to Robin like talking to people on this thing.
No, but that what happened was someone messaged me and said that they were playing the A-Team on Fire Talk. So I went on because I was like, Danny's playing my show and giving commentary, and I feel like I should be there to defend myself.
Tell me how people call into this thing. So you can call in either through the phone number on Skype, 917-477-7701, or you can cam up on Fire Talk, apparently. Fire
Talk's weird, though. I think that you have to like add people. They can say in chat like add me, but they don't request to go on live. I'm not really sure. Do you think your brother's going to sign up for chat? Like, do you think your brother will become like a chat member?
Maybe. He could be one of the people in chat who's like with one of these phony names.
Yeah, he's got to get a different name because there's already his name in chat.
Maybe he's Jared Fagala. Maybe that's him.
That's a Yiddish word for fag. Fagala.
Fagala, yeah. That's a Stern thing too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. People are asking me to talk about this whole thing, but I'm not going to really talk about it.
Because your brother's listening.
No, not that. They're asking me in the chat saying, hey, Joey Boots fired and why? I'll do one sentence on this, and I'll say that I was very upset this week, and I was on edge, and I got to the point where I exploded, and that's it. I'm over it. Oh my God. The dog has now climbed up onto a counter. How
he climbed like into a... Oh my God, that was so funny. Killsock says, I'm your brother. I don't think so. Killsock's been around for a bit.
I'm your brother. I ate my brother.
Killsock's been around for a bit, and his brother just like needed the link today, so I don't think that that's him.
Now he's scared to jump down. Listen,
he's like, rescue me.
I had a breakdown, and I got really upset, and for good reason. And I'm past it, and obviously you've seen it's been worked out. So,
but everyone has that once in a while. Like, I mean, everyone reaches their point that they just like can't take things anymore, and
yeah.
So you're allowed, I say.
Everyone's allowed to have a breakdown once in a while, and I felt like I hold things in a lot, and I let people do whatever they want here, and it gets to the point where sometimes I don't agree with what they're doing, and I'll still voice my opinion about it, but I don't say, you have to change this, and if you don't change it, then I'm getting rid of your show. I've never said that. I will be critical of things, and sometimes maybe overly critical.
And I think people take it more seriously because it's coming from you as the site owner rather than just like someone else in chat saying something about people.
But the other thing is, it doesn't mean that I think I'm amazing. like that's like saying you have to be a good musician to judge music. And I don't feel that's the truth. Like, I think I can tell you what I find interesting listen as a listener, and me as a host is a completely different thing. I'm not saying I'm the best one here. I don't think I am. I'm absolutely not. I think obviously there's other shows that are better, but I feel like I do know what I find interesting, and I can only express what I find interesting. And if it might not be in line with what you think. And this whole other thing about politics, because I see now Chad is in chat saying, thank God a show not discussing politics. Boony, if you listen to Wash and Boone, he used to say all the time that talking politics is, you're an asshole for doing it because you're not qualified and neither of us know anything. We're not in Congress. We're not studied. We're not like in school for politics. So we have no right to talk about it. And anytime I brought it up, he would get really upset. And so the ironic thing was that when Boony left the show and started doing Chuck's Take, it became a show revolving around politics. And so what I learned is Boony basically was saying, I'm not qualified to talk about politics, and he is. And so when I brought it up, I was an asshole. That's basically what I learned from it. And I just said, I was, it was a slight towards them. Nothing to do with Chad. And I guess Chad talks about politics and took it personally. So,
you know what? I was actually thinking about this today because I saw that you have your voter card. Do you know what you're going to do about that?
Yes, I did. I actually did get my voter card. I think at this point.
Do you know what you're going to do with it?
Bernie, I wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders, but he has no chance. So I think I will vote for Donald Trump probably just to see what happens.
What?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I don't know if this relationship can continue anymore.
Why? Who would you vote for? Hillary?
Yes.
Is that why you wore the mask?
Yeah.
Why do you support Hillary? Just because she's a woman?
Like I have these friends and they are like on her campaign. So I feel like I trust them.
So this conspiracy that you're like part of that camp might be true, actually. That you support Hillary. I don't know if this could continue either.
Really?
I have to end it right now.
Oh my God.
No, the thing is, I don't care. Like, I don't care enough about
Bullethead. Your brother.
Yeah, so Bullethead. Yeah, that is him. I know that is actually him now. Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. I would like to know what my brother thinks about like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. If he thinks
should call in 917-477-7701.
Or anyone on Fire Talk. And now you're saying I can't, like they won't request. I think that you add someone?
Yeah, like if you go to viewers, then maybe you can like add. You say like
I don't like it.
Like it say click on one of them, and then Danny from LA try. Just click on him, and then it'll say invite guest, and then if he wants to join, he's got 30 seconds. 30
seconds to join.
Oh, he said that he couldn't. He's at work.
He said he's at work. Why can't you do it at work?
I don't know.
I want to see Danny at work because apparently I learned that Danny guards.
Oh my God, he's not wearing his.
I'm at work. Fine.
Are you guarding the crazy people?
Danny apparently guards autistic people.
That are child molesters.
And that are child molesters. And I asked him, I wondered, is he guarding like people from them or is he guarding them from other people? Like, how is that even a job to guard autistic people?
I feel like he's the one that's being guarded.
Yeah.
And like he just gets off at night. Like they're like, okay, you can have a little bit of time. I don't know. Or they give him some space.
Can we get Chad to call in on Fire Talk on camera so we could see him?
Yeah, Chad, go on to Fire Talk and
I want to see his doughy face.
Add Billy Bob. Let's see Billy Bob.
Oh, Billy Bob. I've never seen. I've heard Billy Bob, but I've never.
I don't think he'll cam up.
Let's see.
It's kind of funny that you can.
It's like
just,
a challenge.
Try. Yeah.
It's like challenging the person.
Let's see who will join.
See how much balls they have to call in. 20 seconds, Billy Bob.
He's like thinking. He's like, I'm 17.
Can I do more than one at a time?
I don't know.
Fun stuff only.
That's John Mazza. We talked to him yesterday, remember?
Let's invite John too. Okay. Must complete current invite. I don't like this thing. This is retarded. Who designed this?
Billy Bob's like, no fucking way. Not doing it. John will.
See, my
join.
brother said hate politics, completely ignorant to it all. It's boring. Like, I mean, if you want to talk politics, why don't you just go watch CNN?
Yeah.
Do we really need to hear about it?
Hey.
Hi, John. How are you?
Good. How's it going? Too bad about Alisa. She was
Right. Yes.
So last night at like 4 or 5 in the morning when we were talking, then
Yeah, for last night, it was actually discussed whether we would allow Alisa or Jordana to come and do a show here at Pod Trash. And I immediately knew that she had associated it with like negativity and probably wouldn't be for it. And that's basically what happened. So she was asked and she said, I want nothing to do with podcasting. She didn't say Pod Trash.
right.
She said podcasting in general. But I think if Alisa were to come here, it would actually be a really positive thing for her. And it would probably legitimize her as like a radio person rather than just, you know, a video platform person. Like, I think this would have been a good outlet for her.
I think John the Magic Guy has requested to come on screen, but I don't understand how that happened. Like, if you can't, or what is that?
It's just a picture of his head. Oh, okay, I see. So you can request.
I think it would be a good experience. It's harder to do radio, I would think, because you know you have. She was famous for her like expressions and stuff. So.
Well, I think famous is a little.
Yeah. No.
I would have totally been for it because I feel like it would be, obviously, I'm not stupid, it would be good to have her here.
Yeah.
It would bring attention and it would come.
Fucking ridiculous to think that, where she's a vapid cunt and doesn't deserve a place.
Wait, but how do you really feel, John?
Yeah.
I hate her.
Abracadabra, she's gone. Are we on Pod Trash right now? I don't even know. Are we on Pod Trash?
Yes, we are. We are on
Pod Trash. Oh, thanks.
Simulcasting.
Chad says that Pod Trash would legitimize her radio career.
Yeah.
And I agree.
It would be a step up from where she was, Spreecast, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it focuses more on professionalism.
And like you had said last night, John Mazza, was that she like doesn't want to do something like Blab or something that she feels like anyone can do.
Right.
And no, only the best of the best are allowed here on podtrash.com.
Yeah.
Like
that is true.
And Chad, I mean, like Chad being here, he has to be incredibly talented to be here.
Which,
I mean,
we have two Chads. St. Louis Chad you're talking about, right?
Yeah, there's so many Chads. I noticed there's always problems with guys named Chad. If your name is Chad, there's something wrong with you.
Last night, after you guys had left, Chad, the infamous Chad, you know, Chad from CAF, you know, said he felt, in his opinion, that Alisa was above Pod Trash, which surprised me. So
that surprises me.
That's the mentality. So, hey, it's her loss, in my opinion. I think it would have been.
No, I mean,
try it one time, you know, and then see what it's like. But I think John is.
I'll fucking disown you, Whoosh.
What about me?
Well, you're my partner. I'll stick by you thick and thin.
Oh, fuck you, then.
Thanks, John.
So, yeah, it didn't work out, but yeah, and don't ever give Danny a show. Don't ever give. Danny
it would be too hard to explain to her how it would make sense, even if people here talk shit about her. She still would have had a platform to be totally open and say whatever she wanted, and no one would have stopped her. So she could have came here and been like, "Yeah, I know Pod Trash has talked shit about me before, but they're giving me a platform to say whatever I want," and I would have helped her do the show. She wouldn't have to. All she would have to do is get a good mic, sit in front of it, and all the rest of the work would be done for her.
Well, also, I think that the other thing is that a lot of the time when someone didn't agree with Alisa, she would get in a fight with them and like boot them. So I don't think that she likes having any opposition. So it would show that she kind of could deal with.
Well, she gets a lot. I don't know if you ever saw she writes these articles for XO Jane, and the.
Oh yeah, the most ridiculous articles I've ever seen.
The comments are really mean. And then the other day when Benji tweeted out, my Lisa's looking for a gig in radio or internet, etc. The replies to Benji were really mean. But she's used to that. But when she said no, she was emphatic about it, and I didn't try and convince her. But she said no podcasts. But I don't think Pod Trash is a podcast. Really, it's a internet radio to me. So,
I read the article that she wrote, and I have to kind of shit on it because she said that apparently from the very beginning, her intention was to do a social experiment on trolls. And I don't think that's
she's a scientist
what it
for
was.
sure. That was her.
That's what do you call that?
Later,
You know,
Everyone that hate me.
hindsight is 20/20.
she was later trying to, yeah, exactly. She was trying to justify it later, but that was
But
definitely not.
I don't
what
want to.
she-
I know you guys. I'm happy you guys are giving your opinions. I like her still, and I don't want to be caught up in this thing. Like I still like her, and I think she could make some contributions and stuff. So.
I didn't mean to do that.
Hey.
I was talking to you yesterday about her coming on the show.
I criticize her all the time. So
Tell her, John the Magic, I think she's a whore.
all right, I will. I don't communicate with her anymore, but I criticize her all the time.
Pass that message along.
Says some guy named Damon just sent me a gift. What is a gift?
Is money. Oh, here
Is
it's
it
just a little avatar.
Drugs?
Yeah.
It's a thumb right up your ass.
Yeah, you can send hot dogs and turkeys.
Like
and,
a piece of chicken.
I
A piece of
sent Robin
turkey.
a fire extinguisher because when she was yelling at our Chad, calf Chad, she was on fire, and I thought that was great.
I didn't see it because I don't think you get them on chat.
Well,
I'm on iPhone.
We do know so far that on this platform, some chat messages do drop out. We do know that. So now you won't see everything. But the phone is better than anything else and stuff. But I think it would have been a good thing even to try once and stuff, but she's not open to it. And like I said, I didn't bother trying to convince her that it's not a podcast and it's more than that. And but hey, you know what? I'm sure you'll find. Well, you guys took this a lot, right? Whoosh and Robin. Oh, it's later.
No, actually, Joey.
Oh, it was on. Okay, so it's back to normal.
Yeah, and this is Whoosh's normal.
So Joey's back. Joey Boots. All right.
Yes. We came to an agreement that if we both just stayed away from each other, we could make it work. I told him that. I said I just don't want to talk about it. It's just been exhausted.
Yeah, it's the
It's
same
been
argument,
weeks now,
the
and
same digs at each other and stuff.
Right. It just got old, and I'm willing to just overlook it and just move past it, just because I know people want to hear a show, and I don't care. And also, honestly, if there was an alternative there, I probably took it, but I feel like there isn't now, so we'll see. I see a lot of new people here. I don't know any of these people. Who is Snorky?
I can tell you who they are.
Invite
Snorky is Joey's girlfriend. Joey is Kelly's son. I don't know.
I know some of the people. I know Joey.
So
Okay, I don't think I'm going to stick around for this, so I will see you later.
Bye, John.
So John has already created enemies.
Oh,
John. Is that what I'm learning?
I think everyone likes John. Other than Danny and him used to fight crazy. La Chef Gourmet is Mark. Nick, Nick, Robin. That's Nick, Obama Nick. And who else is here? I think that's, oh, you got a lot of people here. Yeah, Mush. Yep. Now, Mush was on earlier with on his Frank. So, Mush, you better come up with Robin. Your biggest, you love her. So,
what? Oh my God. I would like to talk to Mush. He's my biggest fan, only fan.
He loves
I want to hear
ladies.
talk about how.
I'll jump down and give you guys some room. It was nice seeing you guys. Take care, Wush.
Thanks, John.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Nick thinks says cam twist. What is this?
That's like when you don't want to go on cam.
No,
is
I
that
do,
like cam
but I don't know
or
why
whatever
it's
it's
doing
called?
that. I don't know if you can hear me. It's annoying.
Oh. Yeah, we can hear you.
As Obama, who are you going to vote for?
All right, I have to firmly vote for the broad, Hillary Clinton. Well, she looks
Why is
like
that?
my favorite comic, David Spade.
She looks like David Spade.
Pretty much.
That's the only reason? People are saying your name is Nick Gers.
Nick Gers.
People have been saying I'm black for like
I don't know. So in the chat says
like ongoing. No.
Are you actually?
I'm half Puerto Rican. Well, maybe that means black. Who knows? I'm sorry, I can't get rid of this cam twist fucking thing. I don't know what the fuck.
See, this is like a very strange thing now because now Fire Talk and Pod Trash are like two different almost communities now. There's a few Pod Trash people here on Fire Talk, but then there's like the people I guess who usually watch Robin's broadcasts.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird divide now, and I think we should merge them. But I wonder
I'm gonna
how
jump off to see
how
if I can
easy
get rid
that
of
would
this
be.
cam twist thing. I'm
I
sorry,
wonder-
guys. But,
Thank you. I'm going to actually try to put him on. Let's see what happens just if we try it. One of Robin's biggest fans. I want to see what he says.
He's not going to join. There's no
Two
way.
Max. It's true.
What about the fact that he has Gonzo Shitcock's face as his avatar?
Yeah, that is very... I wonder what Gonzo thinks about that. Like, why of all people did he choose Gonzo's face? Unless he was friends with Gonzo in some way. Or I guess it's just to troll Gonzo. I don't know. That's not the face I would use. So there's a lot of people on here. Billy Bob. We tried that. Silly Willy. Who's Silly Willy?
That's Born Mush, my biggest
Born
fan.
Mush.
I was saying,
Let's-
invite him. I've never
Okay.
really talked to him.
Let's see what he has to say.
My biggest fan.
Tricep Bra.
I don't know him.
Is that guy like
He was after
major?
me on. I think he was after me on Kermit and Friends.
He's like must be really into exercising. Like he'll get along with our friend Landmine. Yes, Landmine, who's a Marine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope. Born Mush is not having it.
It's kind of like putting people on the spot a little
know.
bit. It doesn't give them the opportunity to decide when they want to come on. Who's Lachey F Gourmet?
Your brother says that he's going to call in if we change the topic.
So my own brother hates this.
No, he said he was impressed.
Oh, okay.
He likes it. I think that he just.
Oh, well, okay. So at dinner, my brother, we were talking about the Stern Show. He agrees with me in the sense that the Stern Show is like become
Jump
something
the shark?
completely different. Yeah, and that he doesn't like listening to it, and he stopped listening when Artie left. And he was asking if we still listen to it. And now that we've like do so much traveling in the car, I'll still listen to the show. But I find that I only enjoy about 10% of it, and it's changed a lot. And we shared the same opinion on that. And I feel like everyone's kind of at that point where Howard wanted to legitimize himself by being like a professional interviewer and do America's Got Talent and watching Dancing with the Stars. It just kind of lost its essence. Because you hear like they'll play Stern, the classic Stern shows, and you'll hear like Butterface contest, and you realize Howard and the entire staff would just completely like shit on people. Okay, here we go. I got a phone call here. I think I know who this is. 631. I wonder who it could be.
You wonder who it could be. You don't know my number?
No, I'm kidding. I know it's you. What's up?
Oh, wow. Well, I was listening. Everything sounds really good.
Yeah, this is weird because you've never heard this before.
It's so crazy that you've
I've
been doing it for
probably the whole time I've known you, never heard you talk this much.
I know, it's weird, right? I thought you would have probably found it. Like, didn't you know about the other website with all the Stern content on it?
Yeah, just the stuff that you sent me.
Because you said you knew
with the shows. Yeah.
Because he just called me before the show started, and he said, "Hey, I saw something on Reddit which said that like you were doing a website with Stern files on it, that it got shut down by Howard or something."
That's
and what
crazy
was that about?
you didn't know that.
I figured you knew that already.
No, I was just trying to find the radio show without asking you, and I just figured that would be what to type in, and that's what came up instead.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you're like a criminal. You're like a pirate.
He's got like this secret persona that you never knew about.
This is
it's like all underground, like piracy, and
that's what it started as.
The dark web.
Yeah, the dark web. No, what happened was a long time ago, I used to like record the shows for myself, and then I noticed that a lot of people were sharing them, on torrents and stuff. And so I was like, I'm recording it myself, so why don't I start sharing it? And then a lot of people I noticed were downloading it, and I started talking, like they leave comments on the torrents. And it got to this point where there's so many people that I'm like, why don't I just start a website? Because I was such a big Stern fan, and it was a way to talk to people about the show. And why don't I just
Right.
make a forum, like a message board where people can all hang out and just talk about it?
I
And
thought-
that's how it started. It was
But you weren't worried that, you know, you're taking copyrighted material and stuff that's being charged for, that they wouldn't be, you know, eventually find out about that?
No, I
Yeah.
knew they. At first, it was only like 50 people, and then like after a few years, it grew so quickly to the point where towards the end there was like 20,000 people registered to the site,
But
and
I,
that's when they started to notice. Howard had like one of his lawyer's daughters got into the website and then informed like Howard's lawyer about it, and then they sent me a cease and desist saying you have to take down the site and at least get rid of the file sharing.
Wow.
But they weren't exactly mad about it because it was set up better than like the actual Sirius was. Like it was better than the real service.
I thought that when
Yeah.
you started recording the shows, it was actually for your brother.
Yeah, no, he used
So-
to ask me, for the recordings
So
of
your
them.
brother almost started that website. What was the inspiration to starting that website?
Yeah, like maybe six,
Uh-oh.
it was like
So then,
6 years ago.
I
It's your
should get my
fault.
cut then.
Yeah.
I think you owe me like 10 grand then.
Yeah, probably. I wish I had it. It's all gone.
Well, dinner was enough. All those advertisements. I'll
Yeah.
take his thing.
Robin ordered. She does this every time. She orders like a ridiculous amount of food,
Yeah.
and I'm just. It's not about that. It's not fun to do that. It's just I'm about the mindset of like this is a waste. Like you're wasting money.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
that's
we're-
what
Yeah,
I'm
but you
talking
wanna
about.
I think
try
me and you
everything.
were a little more like careful with, you know, trying to, you know, not spend a lot of money. Like I always go to a restaurant, I look at the menu and I try not to like order the most expensive thing, or
Right.
you know, especially when it's someone else's treat. Like you know, you don't want to be rude. Yeah.
No. And also,
But
I
that,
feel
that
like
was amazing.
I know
I've
how
never
much
seen
I can
anyone
eat.
order half the menu.
Yeah. They had a beer wall actually. They had it's like this just a giant wall where there's all these taps and you get like a bracelet and then you go with an empty glass and you just go through the wall and pick the beer you want and they charge you by the ounce. And it was very weird. Like he only drank like what was it, 2 ounces? $2
worth of-
worth of
Yeah,
beer.
4 ounces.
Yeah, because he doesn't really drink either, and I'm not really a drinker. But I had like 2 shots. One was with cinnamon toast crunch in it. It was like this weird milk cinnamon toast crunch shot, and then this drink, this mixed drink that had a bunch of different vodkas in it. And I didn't really get drunk, but like just a little bit buzzed, I guess.
I just realized I should have driven home.
Yeah,
It
I was
was
fine.
Yeah, it would have been kind of weird if you got hammered and then drove home.
Yeah, no.
You got a pretty nice car, you know.
Yeah.
Totaled it.
I know it's just
But,
weird. I think the weirdest thing is just because I've been doing this for so long and that nobody really knows about it except the people that are like involved with it already. So I've probably said weird things on here that's weird to have anyone else hear it. That's the only thing. But it's funny.
So if I were to go back and listen to past shows, I may
No,
hear
don't.
something that I don't know about.
No, it just like gross or embarrassing, or I might say something weird. Don't do that, please. Just
Well, you
pretend
just seem like
never
a normal person now.
heard. This is where
I would
my
say you were
outlet-
very, very introverted, and now it's like all this personality's coming out, and it's very strange.
This is what I did every week. Yeah, every Friday. I actually had a co-host. He's in the chat room right now. His name was John Boony. And he did a show with me for like 2 years, and it's pretty. Go back and listen to Wash and Boone, and that's the show I was
Those are
originally
really
doing
good.
for like the past 2 years, and then he had to like start doing like this new construction job where he didn't have enough time to do it anymore, and then he stopped doing it. But now he does a show with his brother, so him and his brother do a show together. And they've been like part of this website and the previous website it was on like
Well-
this whole time. It's funny.
We were actually talking about Tinder at dinner. And if you go back to some of the old Whoosh and Boons, I think that your Tinder date that you had, one of them was like recorded
yeah.
and played on it.
I recorded. I went on a Tinder
I'd like to
date.
hear that one.
I recorded a Tinder date with this Asian girl who barely spoke English. It was very weird. It's like one of the earlier episodes. You can find it. It's a Whoosh
I
and
haven't
Boone.
even
Nothing wrong with
listened to
that.
that.
I don't know
it
when
was
you
fun.
can't speak English. It's just easier then, right? You
Yeah,
don't have to
it's
say much.
much easier.
There is this also. I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show. There's this guy named Sauce on Side, where he just like he'll go on this radio for like 12 hours he'll like get really, really fucked up, and then he'll stay away 3 days, and he'll just go on the air for like 12 hours straight and just ramble about like the weirdest shit. Do you remember Sour Shoes from Stern?
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's like very similar to that, but it almost gets to the point where it's so exhausting to
it gets like annoying.
Yeah, it gets too much. But then they're like every now and then you'll tune in and he's just saying the weirdest shit and you'll laugh. And it's just funny. I played a clip of it.
What's he on? What is he doing? Coke?
He'll like sit there and like inhale like nitrous
Yeah, he
shots.
does a lot of whippets.
Yeah, nitrous and beer and weed.
Yeah. No, I don't think he does any, because he's in China. I don't think he does any other drugs other than the whippets and drinking. Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't think there's any
Whippets, what the hell?
I know.
It's like a poor man's drug.
I know, it's
It seems like something like the 15-year-olds do. Like, I didn't know that actual like people that are like in their 30s or something are doing things like that.
I don't think he's doing the actual whipped cream bottles. No, he's taking like the cracker canisters and like doing real nitrous, not whippets, like from a whipped cream can. He's doing like what Steve-O used to do. Remember that whole special that Steve-O had where it was like showing how he was just sitting as an apartment, like doing these like nitrous cans? Did you see that?
Well, it's like, what's it? Charlie from Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Doing like spray paint cans and sniffing them in a sock.
Steve-O lived in an apartment complex where he rented 6 different apartments, and he like broke the wall to like merge the apartments and build like skate parks in it. There was this whole documentary about how Steve-O was just going insane and started doing these weird rap songs and was like doing all this nitrous, and then they had to do a intervention on him, like Johnny Knoxville, and everyone had to like bust into his apartment and like rescue him.
I don't understand really how those are done.
What, interventions?
No, whippets.
Oh, with the whipped cream bottle, you basically buy the whipped cream bottle and you don't shake it or turn it upside down. You just like press it and then suck the nitrous out of it.
Oh. Okay.
And then it ruins
like
the whipped cream.
When you use the can without anything coming out of it, you just let the air come out and they actually just breathe it in.
And then after that,
weird. I don't know why you want to do that.
Can you use
it just
the whipped
drips
cream
out.
after?
It's liquid after that. It ruins the whipped cream.
That's too bad. That's
and you can't even have the whipped cream after.
Right. I think I did it once and it was like 10 seconds.
You could enjoy the whipped cream after, then it'd be worth it.
I did this drug once, like that. I don't know if it was nitrous. It was like on a cloth, like on a, it was like on a, like a, what are those things? A face cloth. Like
Are you telling me you chloroformed yourself?
Yeah, that's what it is. Someone chloroformed.
I think that's something someone else does to you. You're not supposed
like
to.
I was on a date.
It was with these guys.
Try it, and then I woke up in the morning and my butt hurt.
It was with these guys, but I don't know that you think they chloroformed me.
Yeah, they made you breathe something in off of a cloth. Yes, they chloroformed you.
Oh.
God.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I didn't know.
It's like worse than like a roofie.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They're supposed to happen from behind, and it's supposed to be like a stranger that does it to you to kidnap you.
Oh, I'm
not supposed to have friends give it to you willingly.
I was like, I'll try. Sure,
you ever
why not?
see Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
That's a comedy. How can
when he's going to get the rings, he chloroforms someone. While he's just training on the football field. That's
I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Robin has not seen like 90% of the most like famous movies ever made. Like she hasn't seen the original Star Wars films. She never saw Back to the Future.
Mhm.
She literally only sees comedy films.
Yeah.
So she only knows.
And how
about
old are
comedy.
you? How old is that?
25.
25, yeah.
I'm 36.
Oh, you're like my age.
Yeah.
You would think.
But you saw Batman, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot
That
of girls
gave it
have seen
away.
that.
I know me talking about Michael Keaton as Batman gave it away.
Yeah.
How can you not though? I don't understand how someone could not have seen Star Wars or Back to the Future just, casually, even
Back
if
to the
someone
Future
else.
is a little strange, but
Ether.
I know a lot of girls that haven't seen Star Wars. They don't care about
It was
So
Ether.
when they were little. They're watching My Little Pony.
It was Ether. I remember it now.
Ether.
Yeah. Yeah,
Such
yeah,
a
yeah.
weird thing. That's weird.
That's like even crazier. Ether.
Can't
I don't even know
find
where you
the
would get that.
Ether? No, I'm just joking. I know that's not the song.
That's odd. If you're hanging out with
You're
people
hanging out with like
ether,
a chemist.
yeah, like a beaker.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Like brew up some ether and did it. It's crazy.
No, I think the weirdest thing I've ever did was it was called, I think, DXM or something, and it was like these weird sleeping pills. And I remember it was one of my old friends had like a package of them, and you would just eat these pills. And then I remember I watched them do it first.
Like
and they
how
went,
many?
You eat like the whole package.
What do you mean a whole package?
Like 10. And then you'd go.
What was it called?
It was like DXM or something.
Where do you buy it?
Something tryptamine or something, and it was like a sleeping pill, a sleeping aid. And if you ate a bunch of them, you would like go crazy.
Yeah, like, oh, I've heard about this. Like with Gravol, people like take it and then don't go to sleep. And then if you get past that point of sleep, then you go crazy and you get super high.
That's like Ambien. You take Ambien and you don't go to sleep. That makes you do some crazy things. I've done that a couple times and done some really fucked up shit that like I have no recollection of doing. I took I took a bag full of pistachios and I poured barbecue sauce all over them and started eating them with the shells on them.
That's not so
That's
crazy.
what I was told the next morning. Chewing the shells, just dumping barbecue sauce all over them, and then like
with the shells,
eating the shells, crunching them, and then like swallowing them.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, but it doesn't sound like the most crazy story.
It's crazy anytime you do things and you don't remember them.
Yes.
I had an experience like that this week, actually, and it was pretty bad.
It was really bad.
Anytime you do something and you don't remember, like, and the entire day is missing, it's very scary.
It's scary and it's embarrassing.
Very scary. Very scary.
Especially when you have access to, like, a radio network where you at any time you can go live,
where they all heard it and we have no idea.
Yeah.
And I have to like delete the footage so that Whoosh can't hear it because he does want to hear it.
Yeah, it's
so on a show completely blacked out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like it got really bad to the point where like not when it was the day it was happening, we knew it was like I was functioning completely fine and I knew what I was doing. But then the next day, I was just doing things weird. But then the next day, I couldn't remember the entire day. That was the weirdest part about it. It wasn't really that anything that odd happened. It was just that you couldn't remember it. And I was like looking at my phone and seeing messages that I sent to Robin that I don't remember sending and made no sense. Like they weren't English. And
no, they made sense.
Kind of. Some of them did.
They were like, I'm at the bagel store. What kind of bagel do you want?
Yeah, but it was like in a different language.
Yeah, he wasn't even in a bagel store either. He was like bowling.
No, it's funny because it was basically like a Xanax bar, and it was one of the first times I've taken one. And I usually never take those, and I don't really like them that much. But I had an opportunity to take one, and it was the entire thing. It was like a 2 milligram bar. And I was like, this is just Xanax. I don't see how it could be that bad. It's just going to make me calm, right? So then, the entire day, it was completely insane. It was like we were drunk.
I've taken those before, too. That's all they do. It just makes you black out.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, it was fun. We went to Ralph's and I had the best ice cream I've ever had in my life. And like yesterday I was like, oh my God, I want that ice cream again. And I had it and it was so not good, but it was like so disappointing. But so it was fun. But then the next day thinking like, I don't remember anything that happened. And we did some stupid shit. And that was like scary, and I was like, I don't want to do this ever again.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know.
And also, you get a really bad hangover from Xanax.
It was horrible. I felt really
feel
shitty.
So depressed.
Yeah, the
and
rest of the week.
You just don't want to move.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was a good learning experience.
Boy, oh boy.
A learning experience that we are best sober.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've managed to stay that way for a long time, and that was like probably other than Xanax and drinking, that's really it. I guess, and the vaping. I'm doing too much of the vaping, but I'm trying to like cut down on everything. And the drinking was like something I do every now and then, and I find that people like it better when I'm not drinking anyway. So
I just have
people are starting to tell me that the vaping is even bad for you. Like that, it could cause like problems with your lungs and shit.
Popcorn lung. They're saying you're going to get popcorn lung from some chemical in some of the liquids called like diacetyl. But there was a study that was released by like the Department of Health or something saying that it was bad, but the Department of Health is like funded by the big tobacco companies apparently. It's like this whole thing.
Exactly.
Like they're afraid of losing money. So I don't, who knows? How could it be worse?
How can it be? Yeah, exactly. How can it be worse than smoking?
No, they're trying to basically say that without saying it.
I don't think it's that bad, and also it doesn't smell as bad. It doesn't like get tar all over the things you own. You could breathe better.
Listen, some people like this now.
Chad,
honestly.
Chad in chat in the Fire Talk chat said, "I'm glad to see Robin bathed today," and of course I did because I was meeting Wish's brother. I couldn't. Of course I had to take a shower. So thank you, Chad, for noticing.
I can't believe we had that whole meal, and I didn't even know you were on the radio show too. You didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, because I'm usually not, but for some reason, Wish last minute said I should come on with him.
I usually, like for 2 years, I did a show with another person with me, and then all of a sudden, it just changed to where I was completely by myself, and so then I need to like allow. I had people calling in all the time, and it's just weird because it went from having someone there.
It seems good that she's there, that you have someone to like bounce off. I can imagine you just sitting there by yourself.
I've done it. I've done shows where it's just me and I'm by myself, just rambling on. And I've done it. It's just not as fun. Yeah, it's not as fun. It's really, really difficult to do.
I do a show on Wednesdays. Sure. On Wednesdays at 9 with John the Magic Guy.
Yeah, she does a show with this guy John who we met when we were in Canada. He lives in Canada also. We hung out with him. He does he's a magician. He does all these weird magic tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
And he like showed up here a few years ago and he's been here ever since. And then she's now just doing a show with him on Wednesdays. There's a bunch of shows.
Does he do magic on the radio though?
Sometimes on camera, he'll do it on Skype.
All right. Okay.
But he did some
like hypnotizing people over the air.
No, when
No.
in podcast chat it says Robin bathed. Breaking news. When we were in Toronto and you met him, he like ate a cigarette or something like really.
Yeah. Like I met him and he was like smoking a cigarette and then like he took it, put it into his hand and he just shoved it in his hand and then it disappeared.
So crazy.
It was really weird. And I'm like, where'd it go? Because he was actually smoking a cigarette. It was actually lit, and then he just like made it disappear into his hand, like things like that. Like it's sleight of hand and close-up magic, and he's really good at it. It's funny.
That's cool.
It's weird, but yeah, there's a bunch of shows on here. You can listen to all of them. At the top, you see them.
I'm going to try to do that. I think I'm going to try to get through this one first, and then I'll decide if I want to continue on that.
I'd say if you want to listen to something that's just completely weird, listen to Chuck's Take. That's the show that with the two brothers, and they talk about conspiracy theories the whole show. Like he believes in things like chemtrails, like that the planes are flying in the sky and dropping chemicals on the population. And he thinks like all these like horrible things that happen, like 9/11 and Sandy Hook, are fake. Like that they hire actors to go into these places.
Kind of like a Riley Martin type, believing in aliens.
Like Alex Jones, like that type of thing. And he's serious about it, and he's spreading a message that chemtrails are real and you're being poisoned on a daily basis. And his brother kind of like, they go back and forth. His brother kind of tries to talk sense into him and it doesn't work. But it's funny though. So I'd say that's the second one to listen to.
What about my show? If he wants to hear about you uncensored.
I think after he met you once, he doesn't want to hear
He's had
anymore.
enough?
Might sample that too.
You think that like an hour with me was enough for him? He was like, okay, that was it. That's good. Good enough.
Nah, you were great. Glad that you guys are together. It's good.
Thank you.
At least someone said that.
Very nice.
Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. I'm gonna see who else.
Yeah. Tell me just go, right?
Let me know. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's all right. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye. That wasn't so bad, was it?
It's a great show, Brother Whoosh. Brother Whoosh.
Oh, they're so like, come on, like these people have no conscience. Like they just want it to be the worst that it could possibly be. So much negativity. That's another
John
thing.
the Magic Guy said something nice in chat. He said about how it's just like YouTube, but there's more viewers, so he is supportive of it. And I think
here's my problem. Can I just say this?
Yes.
I created this website, so I obviously know what I was getting into. And Wush and Boone was always a very like volatile show where there's a lot of character assassination and people like making fun of each other and busting each other's balls. And I think like I was so lenient this entire time that it created this vibe where people can do and say whatever they want, and that I would never like do anything about it. And that it's been that way for so long, but I've held in so much like resentment towards the community, I think. And not everyone, but just specific people. And specifically, I feel like there's this weird vibe between me, Boony, and Chuck Steak, and they've agreed that things have been weird lately. And so I had a right to kind of explode a little bit just because, I don't know, I feel like my own website is against me in some way, and I felt backed into a corner. And so I might have reacted irrationally and said some things I didn't mean, and I apologize for that. But one thing I noticed, hold on, when me and Robin went on Blab, as much as everyone hated that, when we used that platform, I noticed there was a lot of people there who knew who I was, but don't interact on Podtrash in the chat room. And like everyone was incredibly positive and supportive and like really friendly and interested in what we were doing. And I'm like, why is it that on this other platform that doesn't even really know about this, they're all like supportive? And then on my own website, I have such negativity. And I think I created a monster, and it got out of control, and I had to react at some point, and that's what you heard, me reacting to it.
And I wanted to apologize to Boony because I think that Wush like explained that we were in the car for a really long time, and I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have gotten involved. And I also am a huge Wush and Boone fan, so I was like upset because I was excited to hear Wush and Boone. So, but I shouldn't have got involved, and I really don't want to get in the middle of anything between you and Wush. Like, you guys have had such a history, and I hope that that my relationship with Wush isn't like an issue that can't, I don't know, be overlooked. And if there is any Wush and Boone to happen, I would absolutely not be in the room, and I don't want to get involved in it. So I don't want you thinking that it's like a 3-person thing. Like, I mean, I'm on with Wush right now because he was by himself and he asked me to come on, but I in no way need to be around when he's on the radio, and I can do my own thing. And
this is cool though. It's almost like a whole nother community here. I'm seeing a lot of notifications of subscribers to this Fire Talk. Thank you for subscribing. These are all people I've never seen before. Here's another one. John
I know
B.
like most of these people though.
Oh, they're coming in.
Yeah, I know most of these people.
I want to hear from some of these people. If anyone else on Podtrash wants to call in.
Nick wants to.
Oh, Nick wants to come back on. Okay. 917-477-7701 or on Fire Talk. Come in this firetalk.com/podcast.
I hope that Boony takes that as
fucking cam's actually working. Nice. What's up?
Hi.
Howdy. Not much. Now it's working. What did you want to say? Did we not give you a chance to say
what
something?
Are your tattoos?
These are 7s.
222.
These are
sevens.
some other shit. Some crazy shit.
What does it mean?
No, this is not afraid.
It just means crazy shit.
Yeah, it's boring.
Not afraid.
Not afraid.
So if a guy came up to you and put a gun in your
I would
face,
run
you'd be like,
as fast as I could.
Not afraid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not afraid.
It was last.
No, it wasn't.
One of those
whatever.
mistake tattoos.
It's a boring story, though.
I don't have.
He's not
any
afraid,
tattoos.
but he's like afraid of guns, like a normal person.
Yeah. Everyone is surprised when they hear that I have no tattoos. They're like, when someone doesn't have tattoos, I'm like, it's not that weird. Not everyone has tattoos.
I know my dad said that to you too. He like pulled you to the side and he was like, "How is it that you have no tattoos?"
Yeah, I was like, I just never was drunk enough
weird if
to
you don't
make
have
that
a
decision. And
I
then
only
he
have 2.
was so proud. He said he was proud of me. He was like, good for you.
Yeah.
You never thought
Also
about
because
you never thought about getting one,
Jewish,
though?
so
And I have like, so many tattoos.
I think if I were to get one, it would have to be something that I'm like super invested in. Like I know 10 years from now,
like
it's
my
not going
name
to
across his forehead.
it's not going to look like something different when you get older and your skin starts sagging and it turns into something else, or it's just something you weeks later you're like, I thought this was cool and now I don't think it's very cool. I don't know. Like I'm very worried about that.
I have most of my tattoos like where I don't see them. I'm not like confronted with them every day at all. I never see them. You see them all the time. My back tattoo you see like all the time.
Yeah.
Do you get bored of it?
I feel like if you're going to get a tattoo, go all the way and just get a full sleeve, like just cover your body. I think it looks better than when it's just like one or two. If you're going to go there, go all the way if you're going to do it. That's what I think.
What do you think of my tattoo?
Just don't tattoo your head.
Don't tattoo.
What do you think of my tattoo?
Never.
You don't like my tattoos?
I think that sounds like bullshit,
okay.
Robin.
Oh.
It sounds like bullshit.
I don't like them. No. So would you want me to get rid of them?
No. Oh, I've heard it's worse to like laser it off and try to remove it is usually a worse horror story.
Well, I'm not offering to do that. I'm just asking, would you want me
offering.
to? Would you want me to?
Do you guys ever talk about
like
like how this happened with the two of you? Like, am I hitting a sore spot? Like, I'm confused by the whole situation.
Oh, I thought
how it started?
I thought you meant like some.
How you're with
I mean, I was
with
my therapist, and I was like, okay, because I was thinking of like how this happened because. I was like, oh my God, he's in my head because I'm my therapist. I was just talking about this and I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? It's so weird. Like, it just seems so unlikely. And it just is so, it's been now so long and I don't fucking get it. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
You're happy.
You mean
That's
like
all
actually
that matters. I was just curious, like, because at one point I knew Robin, she was living in Canada and she was married. And now I see Robin and she's with Whoosh and on Pod Trash. It's just like, for me, I don't, if it's boring, we don't have to talk about it. I don't know. But for me, I don't know how to connect the dots.
That's how it felt. Robin started hanging out at Pod Trash because she used to go in Kermit at Friends, and I think she kind of didn't feel comfortable there anymore. And then first she started hanging out at Pod Trash just as a listener. And then, like, at some point, there was like a WhatsApp group started where it was me, Robin, and a few other people just talking. And then at some point, we started talking privately. And
we like started emailing about like podcast stuff, but not really. It was just like, And then like one day we just started talking, and it was like really, it's just so crazy. That it was like, and it wasn't even, it was like we talked for like 2 weeks and then we met and it was a long time that I was kind of, things weren't working out so much with my husband, and we were living in the same house but basically separated, and then we legally separated, and I decided to come to Long Island and meet Whoosh, and then since then I've been coming here every other week, and then every other weekend with my kids.
You guys just have a connection. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it anything personal. Like, bring it to a break. It's just
talk about it all the time. The first few months, she used to just go back by herself. So then I would be just here, and she would be back in Montreal with her kids, and we'd FaceTime. And then eventually, because it was a whole thing, like to meet someone else's kids is very weird, and I was like nervous, like what if they don't like me, what if it's just
that
awkward.
Took a long time.
So that took a long time, and then eventually I came there one week, and I started staying in Airbnb, so I didn't go anywhere near the house. It was like a separated thing. And then after a few weeks of that, then finally we hung out with the kids for the first time. We went to some ski resort, and we just like had fun for the day, and it went really well. And so then it escalated from that to eventually him agreeing to let us, stay at the house when he wasn't during those weeks, because it's like incredibly expensive to keep renting like a apartment every time. And it's a weird situation. I've heard of weird relationships, but I think this is like one of the weirdest things ever. And I think that's why it's so special. Also because like I said, we talked for like 2 weeks, and then when I lived together from day one and haven't killed each other yet. That's it's very odd.
It has been since day one that we've
So
been
where are you guys?
basically
Where are you guys
living
at now?
together and
What are you guys
together.
thinking about?
Right now we're in Long
Not
Island,
where
and
you are
tomorrow
physically,
we're going back
but
to
I mean,
Montreal.
where are you romantically? Are you shopping at
We're just
movie
friends.
stores currently?
No.
I think the next move is we're going to try to find a place in Canada, and probably by the end of this year, or maybe
We're gonna have a baby.
yeah, we're gonna have a baby.
Okay.
And sell it
I thought you were both
on the
Sell
black
it.
market
On the
on eBay. No, we're probably within the next few months. Hopefully we'll figure this all out and get a different place, and I will probably be moving there, and it's gonna be very weird to move all my stuff, and also I have to become a citizen eventually if I were to do that, and I don't know if I can pull that
shit
off.
out there. You know it's super cold out
It's
there.
very
You're
hard.
not gonna be out there.
Yeah, a lot of snow. Yeah.
Can you say A?
Snow.
Can you say A when you? And can you add U's to your like favorite
Sorry,
and color?
and say sorry.
Robin should
and
move to
about?
New York.
Yeah, boo.
Fuck Canada.
My kids are in Canada,
Take
so
that.
there's
Forget
no
about
chance of that.
I think that's another thing. It's like to uproot them from their life. They already have their schooling and their bread. Yeah, so that's the main reason.
wouldn't work.
Yeah, it definitely is a weird situation, but I think that's plays.
You know,
a
I
part
don't
in
like
it.
the fucking
It's,
Joey Boots character at all. I would like to I would like to challenge. Would you put this challenge? I'd like to challenge into a boxing match, and we can get. Yeah,
I want to box Joey Boots. I'm not going to comment on the situation.
I would say that.
What do you mean?
We
Comment
can't
on
really
welcome.
comment on any of.
On some
okay.
guy who does a show here. You want to box him though, but do you think he is someone who presents himself as someone who's physically
No, I
intimidating
just don't
and
like
wants to fight
things that
people?
he's said to me in the past, and I feel like it would be fun to knock him, like just to knock him out.
So you've had like verbal confrontations with him before? I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It's not.
What
I don't
is-
even
regarding what?
Stupid even
Like
to bring
what?
back up because whatever. It's Joey Boots, but he called my wife a cunt
Well,
and certain different things like that. On
Where would
it was
you
on- it was on,
encounter
Pod.
her?
him and Gonzo and him at that dish show and whatever. I called in and they had me on, and I stepped away for a little while, and my wife came on, and Joey like threatened her, called her a cunt and shit like that. Whatever, it doesn't really bother me, but I think, yeah, I know. So it would just be fun to, throw a right hand into his face. I wonder if we get some sponsors for that. We could have a boxing match.
I would definitely love to be witness to that. I would watch it. But yeah, Joey Boots saying things about people's families sounds really weird. That sounds like not out of
it
character
happened.
for him.
What are you gonna do? But
I don't believe
he did do it.
believe
It's
he'd ever
it's
do that.
recorded somewhere. I don't know where. I'm not
kidding.
Oh, we're just
Yes,
kidding.
I'm kidding.
He's being sarcastic. I get you.
No, he's being.
Well, Joe, if Joey Boots is listening, Nick apparently wants to fight you, and I would watch it, I guess, but I'm not gonna give my 2 cents on it.
You can hear on air how much they love each other. Romantic. Is he talking about like Tuesday, or is he talking about like right now?
It's a beautiful love
Well,
story.
anyway, guys, I'm with Wish on Trump, voting Trump, so I'm down with that definitely.
I just kind of said fuck it. Like at this point, I just want
I
to see
can't wait for
something
the
funny
debates.
happen.
Wish the
And
debates are
then-
gonna be like getting together with your boys and watching a fucking football game. The debates are gonna be fucking funny.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a reality TV show. The world is already weird enough, and it
I
just
can't
makes
wait.
it weird.
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's 4 years of shit, regardless where you go with it.
Yeah. Ryan Lever.
I'll let
just
you guys go. I just wanted to say
Thank
hi
you,
to Robin.
Ryan
I
Lever.
love Robin. I've known her for a long time. I think she's awesome. And good luck to you guys.
That's a. I feel like Ryan
Fuck
Lever
Ryan Lever.
subscribing is. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, wow, 23 people on just this alone, and all new people. I want to talk to more of these people.
I know.
Who's Taco Butt? Boris Spassky
Taco
subscribed.
Butt. Wait,
Thank you,
isn't
Boris.
Taco Butt? I think I've seen them. Oh, maybe I saw them last night, or I saw them. Look at that taco butt.
It's an actual taco shaped as a anus.
Yeah.
He denied that
not
request
want to,
immediately.
like so quickly.
That
What about
amazing.
Boris Spassky? I'd like to talk to him.
Boris Spassky. That's
He was
definitely
out-
not really him. It's a guy with a top hat on.
No, that's him.
That is him?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, I don't know. He did
Denied.
not want
Oh my
to
god,
either.
Ryan wants to come
Oh
on.
my god.
Here we go. Hey, it's Ryan. I guess
Oh,
it's
what
not.
happened?
No, it must not be working because it's just completely just canceling it immediately.
Let
me see what happens when I try it again.
Was that Nick Mo? Who's Nick Mo? It was Nick.
John B. I want to talk
Mo.
to John B. Looks interesting. He looks like a black wizard with an afro. And he's like, yeah, what is that? This guy looks crazy. He looks like Nick Cannon, kind of.
Oh, done. Done, done, done.
And see how, notice how this doesn't work? Like this won't scroll sometimes. So I have to go back to live chat, then back to viewers to get it to work again.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with a lot of technical
Master
difficulties.
Zero.
Yes,
The pod treasure.
What, these are these avatars.
Oh, naked.
It's a naked child.
No,
Is
I think
that a
that's
child?
Chad.
Chad?
Yeah.
Chad who?
Chad from
St.
St.
Louis? Chad, is that you? Oh my god. Please come on. Explain it.
I don't know.
Hey. That's not nice. I thought
Oh my god, it does look like Chad.
yeah, it does look like Chad. Chad looks like, it looks like Jared from Subway. He definitely does. Ryan Lever, you're welcome to call in if this will work. You can call in on Skype too, 917-477-7701, or you can use Skype. Oh, here we go. That worked now. Hi, Ryan Lever.
Ryan Lever.
Your,
Hey,
your
it's been a
sound
long
quality
time.
is very shitty. Can you fix that? Is there a bed bug in your headphones?
I want to, you know who I want to call in is Milkweed, because I'd like to hear if he's been watching this Stranger Things that we watched today.
You know what I heard?
No? What?
Jimmy Linguini claims that Ryan Lever had bed bugs because someone sent them to him in the mail.
Really?
Is that really?
Oh my god, that's
Ryan, is that true?
crazy.
He's in the background trying to find his bearings.
Oh, that's not true, he said.
It's not true. Are you sure? Did you open any of the suspicious packages? No one sent you anything, because I remember at one point
How did you get that?
you held up a little bag.
Yeah, but you got rid of them finally. But it took a long time. I kept hearing these stories.
You had to burn like all your furniture and
Oh my
stuff?
god.
Like get rid of all my shit and get all new shit.
I heard you were like pulling out floorboards and stuff.
Look at my fucking hand. Look. I'm like ripped off my baseboards, like
Wow.
half my baseboards and shit with the crowbar and shit. I went nuts, dude. I just like fucking ripping up baseboards and shit looking for them.
But how much of it was real and how much of it was drugs?
About a quarter of it was real and the rest was drugs, but they were there. It just, I was like freaking out because I was using drugs and shit and I had been up for so long. When you're up, I've been up for 6-7 days at the point. When I was at my worst, I was up for 7 days, like without sleeping or nothing, on drugs and shit. Oh yeah,
And it would make you crazy. Like
I was seeing like all these bugs like crawling everywhere. I'd see them fucking everywhere and shit. And it was just hallucinating and shit.
What kind of drugs was it, Ryan? Amphetamines?
Yeah, speed.
Like speed or something? Jesus. Where are you obtaining this?
Getting them in pill form, like they're in pill form. I haven't done them in a long time. I quit doing them because of all that shit. And, yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, you shouldn't be fucking.
Yeah, it's not good for me, especially since I'm like already have the anxiety issues, already have all these issues. So if I use speed, yeah, it's bad for me. Yeah. But
Ryan, I have to tell you something. It's not good for anyone.
no, I know speed's like the worst drug. Well, one of the worst. Yeah.
Is there? I want to learn something about Mr. Ryan Lever. Is there like footage of you as like a younger kid? Like,
No,
can we see what you were like when you were younger anywhere?
I can't find nothing, man. I was looking for videos of me like in bands and shit because back then it was VHS and shit. We didn't have, so no one had it on computer or nothing. It was all on VHS. There's nothing.
I'm just
I
curious.
want to see when he was like 5 or something,
Yeah.
and he was like putting on shows with his parents.
I'm 35. There wasn't even video cameras like that back then, man.
Yeah,
Like, I was 5 years old.
Yeah, there was. I have video of when I was like little. I actually have video of my brother's bris, and I was 3, and they were like, "What do you think about your brother?" And I was like, "I'm a little bit jealous because he's getting so much attention, getting circumcised."
You're jealous of his circumcision?
Yeah, he got so much attention. I was like, "Pay attention to me, goddammit."
I'm just curious. I'm just curious if there was like a turning point for Ryan. What caused him to go down the path of
I was 19.
using the substances?
I was 18. Well, I was like 16 when I started using drugs, like weed and shit. I didn't start using the hard shit until I was in my 20s. 20, 21, roughly. So.
You sound really shitty though, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It sounds like it sounds like you're snorkeling.
Really?
Yeah.
Do that again. That sounded a little bit better. I think you got a chord that's maybe a bed bug ate a chord or something. It just sounds like
better now?
Very garbled.
It's really awful.
It's awful.
You sound like Crystal.
Yeah. Why can't we? The internet should be free. It should be a public utility, and they're actually working on that. Google is supposed to be creating this thing called Google Fiber. They're going to be giving away internet for free, so every United States citizen has a right to internet. I don't know about Canada.
I'll try refreshing.
Like a library.
Okay,
It's supposed to
cool.
be a public utility. We need that, so people like Ryan Lever who can't
And
afford
Milkweed,
real
call
internet.
in and tell us your thoughts on this Stranger Things, because we started watching it today.
That show's fucking weird.
So weird. And then also we watched
Sauce on Side recommended that show actually to Milkweed, and Milkweed recommended it to me.
We also watched like a documentary on Steve Aoki.
Yeah, Steve Aoki is this guy. I didn't really hear much about him. He's apparently a really famous DJ. He's this Asian guy, and like he made like $20 million. His net worth is $20 million from doing like just DJ shows where he just plays these weird electronic songs. And like they started playing the music after this whole documentary about how like his career has skyrocketed to like where he's playing Madison Square Garden. And then they show the actual concerts and the music playing. I was like, this can't be his actual music, is it?
Don
Like
Turturro. Fuck you. We're on like episode 2. Why would you do that?
Spoiler junkie. He's a spoiler junkie.
Spoiler alert. He just told us exactly how the show ended.
I didn't really read it. I see it, but it just looks like a block of text that says Stranger Things.
Thank God you don't have contacts in. I can see everything. I know what happened now.
Someone killed someone and everyone's dead. That's how every show ends.
Damn it.
I tell that to everybody when they ask how a movie was. I'm like, everyone dies in the end. Just say that every time. And half the time it's true. It says, I just found that it was really weird, and it's like I like that it's like an 80s film, because like the 80s was my favorite time period. I said to Robin, I wish I could go back in time to the 80s before like all the like iPhones and computers, not permanently, just temporarily. I want to live in the 80s again for like a few months, and just like, you know, when people used to communicate in real life, and now we've like become so attached to these devices that we have more trouble like communicating with real people. So I think it would be fun. Yeah, get in that hot tub time machine. I wish I had a hot tub just in general. That'd be nice. That's my favorite things. Anyone else wants to call in, you're welcome to. 917-477-7701. RDV. Hi, RDV. Has just finally gotten to this fire chat. Yeah, the fire talk thing is very difficult. You can't like sign up with the app itself. It doesn't work. you have to go on your computer first or a laptop and then sign up to this thing and then download the app once you're already signed up and then log in from the phone. It's very difficult. That's what Danny was saying. You have to figure it out. It's not great when someone has to figure things out. But I want to put some more people on here. This would be fun. Lots of people I've never talked to. Wait, is this... There's 2 Ryan Levers. Which one's the real one? Who knows? Let's try Mr. RDV. No, my brother commented in chat. He says, I'm up to episode 7 of Stranger Things and still have no fucking clue what is going on. Is the kid in the lights? Is the girl and the monster the same thing? I'm hoping they explain everything in the last 2 episodes. Great show, though, very nostalgic. That's the one thing I liked about it. It was very 80s, like they pulled that off. But yeah, it's like Mr. Robot, like the first season of Mr. Robot made perfect sense. Like it was very much revolving around the hacking. But then season 2 turned into this weird show where every episode you think you'll learn more and it'll make more sense as it goes along, but it just gets more and more confusing. Like there was another show on HBO, I forget what it was called. It was about this weird town where people were disappearing. Me and Milkweed used to talk about it, and it was so horrible. It just made no sense. It was like one of these shows that you're like, I don't think it's too smart for you. I think the writing is just bad. Like the way they write the show just makes it too confusing. They get too creative. Larry King. There's Larry King on here.
Did you read that comment?
Yeah. That was my brother wrote that. He said he doesn't understand the show either.
Oh, okay.
And he's on episode 7.
Oh, okay.
It still doesn't make sense. Cameron, who's Cameron?
I don't know. Who wanted to join? Oh, Larry King. I feel like we talked to him one time, maybe. Is that a guy? Is that the guy that we did karaoke with one time?
The guy who has like that crazy professional setup?
Yeah, and he had like the lights on the ceiling. I don't know, maybe
possibly.
not. Who knows?
That guy's weird. Like he's just in a basement with like this professional karaoke equipment, and he just shows up on different people's shows and like sings karaoke. I feel like that's something you would do.
I love karaoke. So the restaurant that we went to tonight, it had karaoke, and Whoosh wouldn't let me. He said that his brother would hate me if I did it.
Yeah, he told you to do it, but I think secretly he was like, I hope she doesn't do that. He was like,
if she does it, I will never talk to her ever again.
Something like that. Like doing karaoke is something you do when you're like incredibly drunk.
Not me. I do it when I'm incredibly sober.
I question that.
And I do it seriously. I take it very seriously.
It's just, I would probably do it if I was really drunk, but I'm just saying, like, I wasn't going to get to that level tonight.
You would never let me do it.
I would let you do it if I was really drunk. That's the only way I can tolerate it. Because you don't really sing, though. You kind of just, like, yell the lyrics.
Yeah, so?
That's not singing. Like, I feel like you're kind of afraid to, like, really go for it.
My brother supports me in my karaoke, so I'll go to karaoke with my brother, and you'll see what it's all about. Do it as a family.
Is there any footage of it?
No, but like sometimes my younger brother and my older brother and my sister-in-law, we all go, and we have like the best time, and we do like family karaoke, and we're like really good, and then we end with like we are family.
And there's just no footage of it.
No. Oh, Ali wants me to sing.
Of course, the other woman wants you to sing.
I was like practicing before we went. I was like, "Can I rap?" And he was like, "No." Oh my God, that's the guy from...
Don Turturro, isn't that the guy who... Yeah, isn't he from The Night Of?
Oh my God, yeah, he's really good.
That can't actually be him.
With like his feet. Oh, it's so good. No, it's not him. That would be...
That's such a weird, like,
oh my God, if it was him,
to
how crazy would it be if it was him?
We talked about The Night Of, and I love that show.
Yeah, we do love that show.
By the way, that show is on tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday on HBO. It's a really good show. I love Michael K. Williams is in it.
He didn't want to.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Let's see in chat what they say. If they think it's the real...
And I'm forgetting there's 2 chat rooms
and also
here.
he's the brother of the sister from Sopranos. You know?
Yes. Yes.
Whoosh,
Janice. Refresh what?
Do a rap now. Old school. See, everyone wants me to rap.
I think they're it's like an inside joke though, because they're watching
They're
a
like
really white
They're like
person
laughing at me.
rapping.
Do you think that they're? Do you think like I'm the joke, like Chuck Steak is at Pod Trash?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh God.
See, no, don't rap.
Oh, yeah. One person said don't rap.
He's the person who's probably
The
most
lawyer
subjective.
did it.
The ending of the night of is awesome. The lawyer did it. Yeah. No, the ending hasn't happened yet. But I think it's a really good show, and I have no clue who the hell did it, if he did it or not. I don't care really who did it. It's like the trial and him in prison, like trying to figure out the prison system, and Michael K. Williams plays like the guy who like runs the entire prison.
Nick said, please rap. And my husband said, this is terrible.
Of course, he's biased. Of course, he's going to hate it.
If Corrupt gave a fuck about a bitch, I'd always be broke. I never have no motherfucking Indo to smoke. I get smoking loony. Bet you can't do me. Do we look like EBDs, you hoochie groupies? I have no love for hoes. That's something that I learned in the pounds. How the fuck am I supposed to pay this hoe? Just the latest hoe. I know the pussy's mine. I'm gonna fuck a couple more times and then I'm through with it. There's nothing else to do with it. Now you hit it. Cause she ain't nothing but a bitch to me. And y'all know bitches ain't shit to me. I gives a fuck. Why don't you pay attention? I hit you with a different proposition. I'm corrupt, ho. You'll never be my only one. Trick ass bitch.
I don't know if it's necessarily good, more so than just memorizing the lyrics. Like you didn't sound black.
You put that fucking echo on. It ruined it.
It helped you.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it made it more
did
musical.
Not help me.
Do you think why do you think you have such a fascination?
Oh my God, can you do it? Can you do it
No.
chipmunk style? And I want to do a different
I would have
song.
just had something interesting. I have
Okay,
things
go,
more interesting.
go.
What do you think your fascination is with like very pop rap songs? Like, is it because there's no black people in Canada?
No. I do. I love rap. I feel like there's
Why?
a possibility that my birth parents were black. And 3, remember you said that when you were looking at the pictures of me when I was like young, you thought I looked at like you thought that I looked like really good. And so I feel like I listened to like Eazy-E and like, you know, hardcore rappers so that I kind of had more street cred. And I was like, kind of like, yeah, I might look all sweet, but I can rap.
Street cred.
Can you?
What street?
Can you put like me on Chipmunk and I'll try and do like?
No, Chipmunk. There would be deeper pitch that would make sense for rap music. I'm curious why your husband would show up as Robin's husband, though.
I don't know. Like,
and he's a pleb too.
Because he doesn't want like people to confuse him with just like a listener. He wants them to know.
I didn't know your husband was a pleb, though. Makes sense. Makes sense.
I don't know. Hey, what did Chad say there down there?
Chad?
Why fucking
Chad? Which chat
God,
room?
you're stupid.
It's hard to keep up. I think I should just
wait. Who's
forget the other one.
stupid? Me or Wush?
This whole thing is stupid. It's horrible.
Am I the joke of Pod Trash?
Someone said the other day, Chuck, they said you're like the retard we all root for. I didn't say that. Someone said that.
Yeah,
though.
someone. Well, I said something to someone. I was like, you know, everyone loves Chuck Steak. And they were like, no, everyone just laughs at Chuck Steak.
I don't. I
don't-
laugh. I
don't
find
either.
Chuck Steak.
I didn't even know. I didn't know it was a joke. I thought it was serious. I thought everyone was like Team Chuck Steak.
Chuck Steak, I find to be one of the funniest people on Pod Trash. But he's going to hate me for this. I feel like Chuck's take, it's like he gets really serious with the conspiracies and he's passionate about that. So it makes sense that he would be really interested in talking about it. But I feel like it stifles him just like being, purely funny about like just common subjects. I think that's where he's best. And I Yeah, I don't know. That's all I'll say. But I listen to the show every single week from beginning to end. I listen to every second of it. It's probably one of the only shows I listen to the whole thing.
Me and Chuck Steak are cool now, so I'm sorry I said that. I don't actually believe that.
Like when Chuck doing the roast. Chuck's roast was like amazing.
Oh my god, I can't even remember.
And that was just pure.
No, that wasn't amazing. That was awful. That's stupid.
Well, because he made fun of you a lot. That's probably why. But that's actually. Oh, you know what? Actually, if my brother wants something to listen to, he should go back and listen to Wash and Boone, the roast of Wash and Boone that we did, and it was very surprising.
That doesn't show me in a very good light.
Yeah, but it was. Everyone was surprised that.
Because Robin doesn't like you. I just said I like Chuck Steak.
Chuck Steak show is educational, yeah. It teaches people not to listen to Chuck Steak. That's basically all it teaches you. What are we learning from Chuck Steak? That there's planes in the sky shooting chemicals and
that you have to
aluminum
question. That you have to question things. You shouldn't just vaccinate just because people say you have to vaccinate. You have to do your research and then make your own decisions on the research that you do and make an informed decision that best suits you.
Yes. Question everything, but always base things on facts. And you can't come to a conclusion until you know 100% the truth. That's it.
What even happened to the trashies? You were supposed to put up a voting page.
Honestly, I think my roast was the best roast of that whole thing, if I might say so.
You're ignoring my question.
Everyone was surprised. I think you could still do it. I don't know why you're asking me. It was you and John's idea.
No, I know. And John messaged you all the nominees, and you were supposed to put it up so people could vote.
Yeah, but I still have to like cut all the clips. So like people got to help me cut.
No,
the
because
clips.
people know. Just put it up. Don't cut the clips. It's like too much work. We'll do it after. Just
okay. A voting system's very easy to do. I'll do it.
Maybe if
tomorrow.
all the retards don't get vaccinations, maybe we can weed them out in future generations. I think that's a good point.
If all the retards don't get vaccinations, yeah. So you think it's like survival of the fittest, Darwin's law?
Yeah.
Like Chuck Steak doesn't believe in vaccinations because he's not meant to procreate.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to not get vaccinated.
But the problem is that people not vaccinating, it's affecting other people that want to vaccinate their kids. But like a 1-year-old can't get vaccinated, and then they go to Disney World and they get like measles or something, and then they can get seriously ill because other people aren't vaccinating their kids. So it's actually, even though they think that it's just affecting them, they're actually affecting other people who are smart and want to do the right thing.
Yeah, can we talk about, Chuck, how your own brother is stifling your ascension on Pod Trash? Like, even when he finally does post the show now, he posts it in the chat room, like when I'm not around, and then expects me to like go sift through the pages of chat to find the link. Why doesn't he just email it to me right after the show ends, take the recording, upload it, and email it to me? That's what Maxwell does. Maxwell will usually like post the show right after. He has been like late a couple of times recently, but
well, the problem also with CMZ is that everyone's decided to not write synopsises anymore, so which is causing problems, right, with uploads a bit.
Yeah, and no one knows what happened on CMZ. Everyone refuses to write a synopsis. John Boony, at least, I approve of this. He writes very lengthy synopsises for Chuck's Take. So you get to see, because if you're going to go back and you're going to listen to a show you've never heard before, do you honestly think someone's going to go, oh, look, CMZ episode 140, and then the summary is just
maybe
nothing.
You guys should do a rock, paper, scissors to decide who writes this shit.
So I started writing my own synopsises that just say, someone figure out what the fuck happened on this stupid show. Chad and Chuck fought over
about things.
Yeah. Over vaccines again, and Chad made comments about things. Is Chad a real doctor, or has he been faking it this whole time? Only Chad knows.
Something, Chad. Someone write these goddamn synopsises. Fuck.
That's what it's come to. They can't like agree on who writes the fucking thing. It's not that hard.
Oh my God, I'm lucky because I could never do it, so John does it. And that's really, really lucky for me.
John Boony, I would love for you to call in and
I will leave if
explain why you think that we're trying to divide you and your brother.
Oh my God. I will leave if John Boony wants to call in.
He says, I agree, Chuck. That's why I'm giving you all my equipment so you could produce your own show and get it to the plebs on time.
Do you want me to leave and see if he'll call in?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
I'll go in the other room.
John Boony. And John Boony on Fire Talk, I would like to talk to you so we can see you on camera. So I can see that face of yours. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah. I'll knock everything over on the way out. Thank you. Thank you. This is kind of weird now because now I got a bunch of people who are here who know Robin but don't really know me that much. And now they're here watching. I'd like to talk to some of these people, though. I don't see a way to get them on, though. Like, this thing is very buggy and a piece of shit. Chad, please come on. Robin's not here. Come talk to me for 2 seconds. Just for 2 seconds. I want to hear from you. She's not in the room. I just want to, like, say what's up and see what you're like. Because I've seen you interacting in chat room. Come on, Chad. Make internet history by coming on camera. Yeah, actually, you can cover your camera. I just want to hear your voice. That's all I care about. No? 3 seconds? 2 seconds? 1? No? Oh, God. All right, here's Mr. John Boony. Sir Jonathan of Boone.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
This has been the most least interesting program I've ever heard on Pod Trash.
Good. Why is there so many people listening to it?
It's kind of fascinating. I just hate being the focus. It's very odd and uncomfortable.
I asked a legitimate question. I said, why did you take so long to post Chuck's take? And when you do post it, you post it in the chat room and you don't send it to me.
I send it to you every week, asshole.
No, not this last week. You didn't.
Where did I send it then?
You put it in the chat room, and then
because
it got
I'm
lost.
sick of the fucking plebs bitching at me.
I thought you loved the plebs.
I love the plebs, but I'm sick of them bitching at me.
That makes two of us. So you understand where I'm coming from.
Of course I do. That's why it doesn't affect me at all. I don't give a fuck. You get your Chuck steak when you get it, and you shut the fuck up and like it. You're lucky you get it for free, you motherfuckers.
So what we're learning here is you actually hate the plebs.
No, I know when to keep them in line. I know how to keep them in line. I am Chuck's viceroy. He is the leader of the plebs.
Can we actually address the controversy that your brother has actually been creating multiple accounts in the chat room to support himself?
Oh, of course he has, because you have created a fucking complete disaster of a chat room where it could be completely abused and destroyed. And
this is what he wanted, though. Yes, I created the new chat. I switched the new chat, and then Chuck Steak said, I refuse to use this chat if you are forced to put in an email and a social media account. So I removed the option and made it so you can log in anonymously.
What was wrong with the old unbroken one?
Because it was broken. It allowed
so why'd
the same
you fix
shit to happen. Because it added new features to it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what my grandpappy used to tell me.
Yeah, that's what a lot of millions of people have said that. It's been around for a long time. I don't think your grandfather figured that one out.
I don't like this new thing, man, where it's like if something gets late or something's not on time or I'm not on time or something like that, it's a huge fucking deal. For the original content creators, to give these guys, you want the site to be good. And I have no idea what this fire shit is, but I went to go click on it. It doesn't even work on my PC for some reason because it has too many.
It's very buggy.
It's buggy as a bastard. And
I have 26 people here that are new people that I've never listened to me or anyone on Pod Trash. And then you got the 25 people in Pod Trash. So it's actually expanding the audience, though.
It's a good thing. It's just buggy. And why don't you just take their ideas and make Pod Trash better and fade them into the same depths of obscurity that fucking what's that place called?
The Lab got shut down. Literally after one show, the whole site got shut down.
Yes,
that was me. I did it.
Thank you. Do it again.
No,
bring them here.
So it's odd coincidence that happened, and you found that after they shut down, the reasons for them shutting down was very specifically what I said, that they weren't creating actual content, and the people who ran the fucking site were pissed off.
Oh, I know that, and I plead, like, you know what I mean. I my heart goes out to those guys. I mean, original content creators need to be encouraged. It can't just be this massive hangout of assholes who want to hear themselves speak, of course, but that's what it is. But I mean, at least you have to be creating content. On the show today, like tonight, when I first listened, for the first time I heard Sauce on Side's song, and I was just shitting my pants laughing.
Yeah, it's a great fucking thing. I was laughing my ass off too. I was on camera. You would have saw that on Fire Talk.
The problem here is that content creation for the first time ever is being discouraged by people who want this shit. They want it now. These are the same fucking people who don't do a show.
You know what I wanted to do, though? I was going to do this. I wanted to use this show as a platform for people to show up and just air all their grievances and tell me what can be done to make this place better and make everyone happy. And I think you'd probably find that it would never be possible to please everyone, but I am curious, what are the problems with Pod Trash right now? And you can start it off. Like, what is it that needs to change? We get the chat rooms. You want the old one back. What else needs to change for you to enjoy using it?
There should be absolute anonymity as far as people who want to come into the chat room. There should be no leakage of IP addresses and shit like that. That's number one. Security has got to be dealt with.
The IP leaking is something that was completely made up. You realize that?
I did not, because I thought that had legs once I checked it out.
Someone said that as a joke, and then someone else picked up on it and just perpetuated because it was a way to give Robin shit, as usual. There was no IPs leaked, ever.
Okay.
No one can see the IPs except for people who are admins, and now she's not even the admin, just to further remove herself as a figure here. And I feel like people are still saying the same thing, like, oh, you can't do this. Okay, so here Billy Bob is showing, if you click on someone's name and they don't sign in with a social media or email,
right,
the user ID is an IP address, but what he's not showing you is that 2 of the numbers are missing. And 2 numbers missing from an IP means the difference between China and Australia.
Yeah, it also means the difference to me between me running these numbers through a fucking bot, basically, and fucking finding those two matching numbers for the location.
It would be nearly impossible to find.
There are machines that do it in 5 seconds.
So you're saying, okay, well,
software.
Try it for 5 seconds. I'll test you right now. Take one of these IP addresses and find the full IP and tell me where the person is located.
Okay, no problem. I'd have to go to a seedy little corner of the internet. It might take me a while to find the thing that does it, but it's fucking possible. He's right. There's only 254 possibilities. A computer could do that in fucking a blink of an eye.
Yeah, but
maybe even a supercomputer could do it in milliseconds.
No. But this is the thing. Guessing someone's IP address, how would you know it was the actual IP?
You don't. You copy, you paste, you give some type of program the information. It runs it for 2 seconds and gives you the total IP address, the address.
How though? No, it would just, even if you guess the proper numbers, how would you know those were the proper numbers? You don't know where this person's located. So
it doesn't matter. That's probably the least important thing. You know what I mean?
It's virtually impossible, in other words. And it's a stupid thing to even bring up.
I just don't like the mood, the atmosphere, and the focus on me in general, when I've just been honest about every single thing regarding me having to leave the Wish and Boone show on Friday night, to me coming and wanting to do the show on Saturday, trying to make that work. and the inevitable fucking blowout.
I think that was more of the fact that, like, when you said to me, "Hey, man, I'm thinking of going fishing," and we had talked about this week in advance.
Stop.
It kind of feels
fucking talk
like
for 1 second.
Okay,
you told me you were going to be late. I was like, great, okay, because I was going to go fishing anyway.
That's not true.
Then I got back to you and said, listen, I can do the show for 9:30. I'm getting skunked out here. And you're like, oh, I already went to dinner. And I'm like, all right, well, who gives a shit? We'll do it next week. Then I jokingly said, and I wrote LOL after. I said, oh, I'm going to go back to the chat room to read the line where you blamed it on me. LOL. But by the time I got to your website, Robin is saying the most vitriolic fucking nightmarish shit about me. I'm like, I don't want to do this to anybody. I don't want this to be what happens to me when I'm a half hour late or can't go make it to the show.
Right. But your timeline is fucked up there because you told me that you were going fishing before I mentioned anything about when I was coming
so
home.
I couldn't do the show then. How about that?
But that's what I'm saying. You didn't. You
and then I told you I could.
Yeah. You
and then you said I can't.
Yeah. At the last
should have
second.
died there.
Right. At the last second, you said 9:07 that you could be there at 9:30. Originally, I thought you weren't coming home till 10:30, and so we made other plans as normally someone would do, and like you did.
It's a typical thing. Me and you have been through it a million times. But when you throw somebody else into the mix who has an opinion and was angry about something, it becomes very upsetting for me to even be here. I'm being screamed about, and there's a show on the air instead of us that's fucking yelling about me.
Right. She agreed with you on that, though. Earlier tonight, she said that she was wrong to get involved. It was an argument between me and you. Not even an argument. Like, we weren't arguing about it.
No.
And she escalated it and took it into her own hands, and she said she was wrong. So,
all right, cool. Well, if she said sorry, then that's cool, Robin. We're back to normal.
But what else is it? Because I feel like there is definitely a vibe between me, you, and Chuck Steak that is very awkward.
Well, when you guys are talking shit about us all the time, it doesn't fucking help.
It's not really the case.
Not really the case?
I feel like it started
it's
before
not
Wash and
kind of
Boone.
the case.
It started before you left Wash and Boone. Like the last couple of episodes, things were weird, like especially the roast where it was very like focused on Robin, let's be honest. There was
an easy joke at the time.
Right,
it's not easy to write this shit, man. If you can get out a joke, get it out there. Of course, Robin was this new thing, and we're like, oh, Whoosh has a girlfriend. Let's go after her. Of course, that's what you do. There's not much material.
But was it more of like, haha, it's a funny joke, or was there this real resentment towards it? Because I'm feeling that there might be.
Go back and listen to the roast. It's not that bad. Robin actually is like, at the time, all of us did the roast. I can speak for everybody. We all loved Rob. We had no problem with Robin.
Oh, absolutely not. Before I started dating her, no one had a problem with her. Everyone was like, hey, Robin, let me see your boobs.
I think it's from the toxic community of Puppet and Friends. Like, this is bleeding in now, and we're not.
Or maybe we created a monster, and it's our fault.
No, it's not, because we should have vetted the refugees.
I don't know, because we've been having this issue. Like, people have been fighting on this network since the very beginning, and we created this vibe where everyone's super honest and confronts everything, and there's no consequences to it. And so everyone feels comfortable just shitting on each other to the point where there's never any healthy relationships being formed.
And Robin, you don't have to stay completely silent just because I'm on, but I respect that you did that.
She said that she would leave if you wanted to call in. So
well, she doesn't have to leave.
Well, she went in the other room. She's still
she's that disgusted.
No, she's actually she's trying to be out of the way because she said that she feels like she was in the way.
It was cool to hear from Whoosh Steak.
Yeah, my brother calling him for the first time. It was really weird because he's never heard any of this stuff, and especially not like this type of shit that I've been saying on these shows. Oh my God. I don't know how I feel about that. Like you and your brother have a different relationship, or like you talk about, like you talk every day and about everything.
It would probably bring you guys closer together. To be honest with you, like every time I knew someone who heard Bush and Boone, I was like, oh, fuck. Like I had major anxiety. And then I'd get like a text message saying that they were laughing their asses off and loved it and shit. So it's It's all in your own head. Everyone's so scared to be themselves, and then when they do, it's odd that we hide it from everyone we know, but give it to the strangers of the world. You know.
I heard, even Maxwell. I was surprised.
Hold on, someone wanted to call up and pop Jiffy Pop into the
262
microphone.
quickly because you sound really shitty. All right, thank you. I don't know what the fuck that was.
He's making Jiffy Pop. Sorry.
Like a few weeks ago, I was surprised to hear Maxwell say that he was embarrassed to mention this pod trash thing to anybody.
Well, what we've been doing, and we haven't realized it, is we've been found a way of being ourselves, and oddly enough, it was on the internet and not in real life.
262. Oh my God. Hang yourself.
Calling in from a Campbell's soup can and a fucking string.
Someone says in Fire Talk chat that says these people like that are not really active on Podtrust, they said that we should have been more welcoming to them, and that's our problem.
Well, you got to earn your welcome here. We're sick of the I'd say 27% of people on the internet are pieces of shit. And for some reason, we get the 27% when people flood in here. It's never about pod trash, the community of pod trash. It's about your community coming in and trying to troll us or some shit. Fuck you. There's no way you can troll us. We troll you.
There's definitely a lot of people, though, that probably wanted to be a part of it. And then they just felt like this is such a tight-knit group. There's no way to like be a part of it. And
you just come in and listen to the shows and just shoot the shit.
I don't know. There's something is there that's stopping them from doing that, though. I hear it from a lot of people.
It's defeat. It's like, I can't admit I'm defeated, so I'll come in here and bust balls instead. But I really want to be here, and I really want to be accepted, but I can't say hi. You know what I mean? I can't say hi. I just can't come in and say, hey, guys, I'm from Blab, and that place is fucking burned to the ground, and I've got third-degree burns on my ass and balls, and I was wondering if I could come sit down and have a glass of water.
As far as the chat room goes specifically, like, I don't think anyone who was not a part of WDM has successfully joined the chat and stayed here for longer than a day or two. Maybe like Pat K, I think. I don't know if Pat K was on WDM, but
it wasn't like there was mass bannings.
No, and I don't think a lot of people fit in here. RDV, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about these this accusation that we haven't been embracing for newcomers and stuff. I mean, look at let's use Down Easter Mike as an example. When has he ever felt threatened or not embraced immediately? That there are people who have been here from the start, and I'm very proud to say that I was one of those people. We haven't ever said, fuck off, ever.
Yeah.
Actually, let me clarify that. If you want to bring bullshit from other places in,
right,
we're going to say, hey, leave your bullshit at the door. But if you want to do that, come in. And then you've got people who will come in and say, no, I want to talk about the fucking Alisa Giordana, which seems to be at the center of our universe for some reason.
What RDB is trying to say is that we have a very organically made vibe and community where we all kind of came in here individually. It doesn't matter what time we showed up. It's just that we're all ourselves. And we didn't come here with just like, I don't know, like Robin's a cunt or Elisa's a cunt or, you know what I mean?
Some people said that for sure, though.
Well, it didn't matter. I mean, everyone had their agenda or Crystal's a cunt or it's like, who are these people? Why are you coming here to tell us that these people are cunts? Wait, who are you? You know what I mean? Is that how you join a fucking community? By showing up, talking shit about people we have no fucking clue what you're talking about?
Boony's right. That is kind of what I was saying. That we gave them an open arms hug, but when they wanted to start talking shit that we weren't interested in, and we said, we're not interested in this shit you're talking about. So, cut it out or go away. But that's not turning people away. Is it?
No, but I do think a lot of people that we offended was because of just shitting on an entire platform, like going, oh, fuck Blab, because we had an issue with Crystal bringing all these people here. So we associated her with that entire platform. And so the word out on the streets was that Pod Trash hates Blab. And so everyone there already had this impression that we hated them and they had no place here. And the same went for the Hangouts, and the same goes for the Fire Talk thing now. Like, I feel like there's always this divide when I think we should actually be embracing people and just expanding the audience. What's wrong with having more people? Are we threatened that people that are not our close friends are going to show up here? Like, what's the
platforms
issue?
Were not what we were threatened by. The platforms were that people would come and do a show at Pod Trash and then hang up their show and go onto another platform and continue that show, and that show would get amazing content, or something strange would happen that should have really been happening on the air of Pod Trash. And they were diluting themselves so far across so many different platforms that people with some kind of idea of what's going on the internet would say, hey, why are you guys doing this? Why don't you save this for your next episode, or save it for next week, and then this is good stuff, and it would attract more people. But when you thin yourself across so many platforms, then there came a point where people would actually say in chat, hey, fuck Blab and fuck Hangouts, pick your team. If you want to be with Pod Trash, then cut out the shit on the Blabs and the Hangouts. But people ignored that advice, and that's why people got annoyed. And
well, RDV, you're almost there in the sense that, like, other Blab and all these other places, they don't give a fuck about Pod Trash and the organic community and the work you've put in, Whoosh. They want to either dissolve you or absorb you, one or the other. They don't give a fuck about this place or the people here or the feelings.
Well, the third option is fucking ignore you.
Yeah. Well, what was weird is when I went, it started off Robin using Blab on her own. And since we spend so much time together, I would be in the car or something and she would be on it. And then eventually, the more time she did it, I was like slowly being integrated into it, because she would turn the phone over to me and I would be on camera. And then someone would say, hey, Whoosh, I know Whoosh. And then, like, from that, I noticed when I fully went on it myself with Robin, there were people there in the chat room who knew me but don't interact with Pod Trash whatsoever, and were very positive. Like, the community was like welcoming, and they were like interested to talk to me and what I had to say. And I'm like thinking, why is my own fucking website so negative? Why do I feel uncomfortable?
Because they're real. Because they're real. The other place were fake assholes. This place is real. That's why your feelings might get hurt.
I don't know if that's the case, though. I think
it is.
We've created a thing where we feel so comfortable talking shit about each other that sometimes when we want to fill airtime, we'll just talk shit for the sake of it.
And we've all been talking shit together as a team for a long time, and we're all okay.
We're all pretty lazy as well. We don't want to fucking embrace new things and whatever necessarily. Look, if it's going to bring us new whatevers, if it's going to be a more exciting place, then let's give this a go. But it's a lot easier to do what you did yesterday, that last week, last month, last year, and continue on with that. But you need to give us instruction. You need to say, this is going to be from now on.
Whoosh knows he knows exactly what he needs to do. He needs to follow the roots and focus of the original website.
Well, the roots of the original website was our show, and that's gone now. So that's a big chip off the old block. I don't know the foundation can withstand the loss of Whoosh and Boone.
It was a pretty fucking big of a juggernaut of a show that I was surprised didn't get more attention.
Because for the reasons I just named, I think, in my opinion.
Boony, listen to your mate Whoosh. He's talking the truth.
Am I too mean?
No, you're not mean, but I don't think you're being genuine either.
Well, tell me how. Because I don't.
I think that you need to appreciate that what we've lost is something that we're missing. And so you can't do it on Friday night anymore, then fucking figure out how to do it on Monday night.
RDV, I'm doing everything I can for this website right now. You better fucking believe that. Everything. And everything I can do is chuck steak at this moment. Hey, I was going to do a Wish and Boone not impromptu, but hey, count on hearing Wish and Boone on Saturdays 80% of the time, maybe. I was willing to do that, but it then turned into something very ugly very quickly before we even got a show done.
Yeah, and that wasn't necessary, but whatever. It happened. But I want fucking 14.5.
Okay, yeah, so blow it off. Blow it off like I don't fucking matter. Like I need that stress, dude.
What stress?
After working 50, because I give a shit, actually.
Yes, but
you don't think I do. You think I'm a ball buster and a troll or whatever, but I do.
You do know that the plebs are trolls. We're all trolling. This is all